And as it turned around, then it drove really fast and stopped right in front of us. Four guys get out, pushes up against the car, gun in the head, gun in the chest, and that. So I want to talk to you about fear. During the chat we've been having, fears come up quite a lot of times. Overcoming your fear and getting your mindset right to put things to one side. But when you're actually really in that moment, and no matter how much preparation you've done, when you're looking at a bear holding your knife, or when you know that you've got 3 hours of hydration left before you move into a coma. I mean, what's going through your mind? What are you actually thinking? How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think with that, what I call fight or flight moment, really, isn't it, is I try to assess it. I try to remain as calm as possible, but that's a little easier said than done. And a few examples would be when I was in Madagascar, what I would do, I would try to hide in the jungle from the bandits, because there's bandits down south of Madagascar. But then I learned that the bandits are hiding in the jungle from the military, who were corrupt down south. So we decided, okay, bandits or military. So we came out, and I was pretty much held up at gunpoint by a drunken officer, whereby he was literally, shouting. He was growling at me. I think I remember, really angry at me, and his strap kept slipping off his shoulder, and he'd be catching it by the trigger with the barrel pointing up at me and my guide. And right then, I kind of knew what my guide was thinking, and he knew what I was thinking. It was one of those fight or flight. Do we go into this guy and try to wrestle this drunken military officer? Do we try to run away, but he could shoot us? Do we stand still, in which he might just, hold us ransom, try to take our money or whatnot? And so right then, it was a fight or flight. We remained calm, and we gave it like another 1 or 2 minutes extra, and that was the difference between two sober officers walking around the corner and effectively saving the day. Had we have done something just slightly too soon, like gone in for the tackle, tried to wrestle his gun off him because we thought he was alone, then those were the tears.
So do you find those moments go quickly or slowly? The reason
Slow.
I ask, it's funny because I was held at gunpoint,
right.
Not in the Mongolian deserts, and not by the military,
right.
Just by a couple of people who wanted my watch. Oh, wow. But I remember
Where was
that?
that?
Outside my house. I mean, it was probably 14, 15 years ago now. But I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was with a friend of mine. We'd been shopping. We drove. I was living in an apartment complex at the time. We drove in, parked the car, and I remember another car following us through the gates. And it was a bit. It was kind of weird, but not weird. When you know who does and doesn't live there, and you think that car's not there. It drove to the end of the thing, turned around, and then we were kind of unloading the shopping from the car. And as it turned around, then it drove really fast and stopped right in front of us. Four guys get out, pushes up against the car, gun in the head, gun in the chest, and that. And I look back at the experience, and I can remember it all exactly to the millisecond, but I also know that at the time, I just don't ever feel there was any time to think. Like afterwards, people always say, well, were you thinking this, or why didn't you try and do that?
Yeah.
So honestly, it felt, I mean, maybe it's because you're in those circumstances once in a lifetime, hopefully never in a lifetime.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you're in the army and you've got a gun put in your head 50 times, 500 times, you've probably seen it over and over and over again.
Yeah,
so then you think differently.
Yeah.
But for me, the whole experience was probably over in 3 seconds. It was almost like there was no time to be scared. There was no time to react.
Almost no time to react as well. Yeah, that's scary, man. And that's
not that I ever fancied tackling 4 guys for the gun, but
yeah, even stand a chance with you.